what? I just hate getting pissed off first thing in the morning. Got up just trying to do a little LinkedIn scrolling, just see what's up. Came across a post that Derek Mass commented on. And he was actually, it might have even been a repost of a Solar Edge post talking about basically the Christmas tree effect. Right. We've all seen these videos or marketing infographics where it's basically, you shade one string and the entire string goes down. Oh, thought I had one. Thought on riverweed. But yeah, the Christmas tree effect. Now, Derek Mass and I don't agree on a lot of things when it comes to NLPE, but I'll tell you what, we will hug it out over this Christmas tree effect being a perpetuated myth in our industry. It's like a zombie that just won't die. Saw it a couple months ago with a newer overseas microinverter company, and they use the same thing. A buddy of mine, Mike Mahan, SMA, called him out on that, and I chimed in. And it's unfortunate with all the stuff we have going on in our industry right now, just workmanship and all that. Now we have to, contend with more design stuff, and Derek called him out pretty good. He was a lot more polite than I would have been. He said, yeah, they're lying. Somebody commented, so, isn't that a little harsh, saying that they're lying? I said, well, it's a lot more polite than what I would have said, which is bullshit marketing, deceptive, debunked by scientific peer-reviewed documentation years ago, fluff. That's what I would have said. But I didn't, because I'm nice. And I know why this sticks, right? Because it's easier to just say, bad module, just drags the whole string down, right? Or homeowners will think, oh, well, optimizers or micros will fix that. Okay, it's a lot easier to have that that little quippy slogan or saying, right? Even though it's not true. But it's easier to say that than it is to start rattling off this documentation from all these studies that prove otherwise, right? It's not sexy, it's not going to stick. I was looking at bait a 3 weeks ago. And this guy looked like he crawled out from under a rock in the backwoods Ozarks of Arkansas. He came up and he said, you know what the secret to fishing is? Fish hunt by smell. So if you put a little WD-40 on your bait, they'll hit it. First thing that I thought of was, why are you putting a chemical on your bait and then throwing it in a river where you're going to eat the very fish that you're catching? And if they only did on smell, then why are they jumping out of the water to get these millions of bugs that have been flying by the last month instead of the bait that I have down there? So you design these systems, solar, you design these systems like you fish this river. Not how some ding-dong in the Walmart bait aisle tells you what to do. And if you're gonna, using marketing techniques, talking about the way solar was in 1995, instead of how things really work now, it's just bad. Yeah, it's just bad. And I've seen videos of people that prop up 3 or 4 modules, against a fence, and then they put some cardboard over one of them, and then they hook a meter up to it. Ah, see, there you go. Shading 1 drags the whole thing down. Well, okay, but that's not how modern PV systems work. Okay? Inverters, once you connect that string to an inverter, that shading doesn't drag it down anymore. It's not really that bad. Of course, it depends. But when you eliminate the very piece of equipment that's designed to mitigate that behavior, that's just false market. That's like taking your drag and locking it down and then complaining that every time you try to catch a fish, your line snaps. Just ain't right. So be careful out there. Call these people out on their bullshit. And I've been doing it for years. I got a whole chapter in my book dedicated to myths and misconceptions around micros. And you know what I found? You see this same infographic here in some form or fashion, right? Here you got the modules, shade 1, drags it down. Oh, but when you use our product, it doesn't do that. But anywho, I've got a link to a blog that I posted about this Christmas tree effect, and it links to all the resources that I used. Or you could just buy my book where I talk about it. Oh, you rock, you better not. There we go. Ooh, let me get down and cut some river weed. But anyway, I got the sources down there. I know, kind of a shit talker, you know, most sailors are. But when I wrote this book, I covered my ass pretty good because there's some smart people in this industry. And I didn't want to get called out. So anyway, hopefully this message lands better than the fishing this morning, but I need to get to work anyway, so y'all take care.